apologize. And today we are here to help maybe dispel a few of those fears. So first thing I want to let you guys know is we're not going to be standing on our heads, and we're not going to put our legs behind our head, right? So that's good, right? So what we want to talk about and focus on is how you can use yoga and a practice of yoga to help in everyday life. So let's take just a second and think about breathing. How many of you guys have stopped to think about breathing, like today or this week? We don't, right? We normally just, we had one hand, awesome. We take it for granted, right? This is an automatic thing that we do without thinking about it. But if you can take a second to slow down and consciously think about the breath and maybe take a slightly deeper breath, which can be hard this time of year in Chattanooga. I mean, come on, the pollen count was ridiculously high right after the rain. So even consciously thinking about that breath can help to do things like calm your nervous system down, slow down your heart rate. It can help to reduce blood pressure. Numerous studies have been around to talk about how a conscious attention to breath and your breath work and combining your movement with your breath has lots and lots of health benefits. So I'm going to hand over the microphone now to Megan. She's one of our teachers here on staff, and you'll see me demonstrating some breath and movement.
All right. It's awesome to be with you guys this morning, and we're excited to share a little bit about this practice that we both have experienced helping us to live our best lives. And I know that it can help people all across the world and across the spectrum of physical abilities. So it's something that is really accessible to all of us. And so what we wanted to show you this morning are some yoga poses that can be done from a chair. And then yoga can build on this to all kinds of different styles and poses, but it always comes back to that breathing and that body awareness that we know is so important to a lot of the things we've been talking about today, and can help us to work with some of the types of issues that we might experience with Parkinson's disease, like that slowing of movement, the tremor, that rigidity and tightness in the trunk. So we're going to talk about how we can experience that with yoga. So I would like to invite you all to practice with us this morning. So you're going to just be right in the chair, but you might want to wiggle away from the table a little bit just to give yourself some space. We're going to be moving our arms and working on our posture. So as you get ready, you can watch Jennifer. We're going to start by just getting ourselves seated properly. So get your feet flat on the floor and start to just sit up a little bit taller on your pelvis, okay? The shoulders, our world just gets us bringing our shoulders forward all the time, right? We've got computers and papers and everything in front of us. And so what we want to start to do when we practice yoga is to bring our posture back up. So bring those shoulder blades back, rest them down away from your ears. They always want to come up. That's a big stress response too. So if we can consciously help our shoulders move away from our ears, feel your neck get a little longer, your whole spine lengthening, like somebody's got a little string right here and they're just pulling you up taller and taller and taller. You can rest your hands on your laps. Your palms can be facing down on your thighs or up. And now we're going to focus a little on the breathing. For this part, there's no demonstration to see, so I invite you to try closing your eyes. When you close your eyes, that helps you kind of tune into your body, helps you to get a little bit more aware of what you're feeling and experiencing. So as you're sitting here in your ideal posture, y'all are looking awesome, start to just pay attention to your breath. Let it come in your nose and out your mouth. And see if you might be able to extend it out a little longer than you typically do. So maybe you'll breathe in for 2 or 3 counts, and then maybe out for 3 or 4 counts. Not forcing it, but just inviting your body to breathe a little bit more deeply than it naturally does. Notice how lengthening out these exhales and just taking our focus to our breath can start to help you feel a little bit calmer, a a little bit more settled in this posture, and a little bit more ready to take on the next challenge. Let's take 3 more nice deep breaths together, in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more times, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And 1 more time, getting your best posture going, feeling that spine lengthen up on your inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to start to add a little bit of movement to this. So in yoga, we have poses called cat and cow. A lot of yoga poses are named after animals. So for cat and cow, we're going to take our hands a little bit more towards the front of the knees. We're going to start with the cow part of this posture. We're going to inhale and arch the back, just like Jennifer's doing. I don't know if cows do this, but apparently they do. And then we're going to move to the cat part of this posture, like an angry Halloween cat, and arch our back. You might feel your spine pressing into the chair behind you, shoulders rounding forward. And then inhale, switch that back to cow pose. Lift your chest. Feel the shoulder blades go even further down your back, away from the ears. Good. Exhale, come into the cat pose. Round the spine. Really nice job, everyone. Inhale, big across your chest. Open the shoulder blades back. And 1 more exhale into cat pose. Good. On your next inhale, come back to that ideal posture that we established at the beginning. And this time we're going to just reach our arms way back behind us. This one doesn't have a animal term. This is just opening that chest. Take a big inhale while you do this. Stay there with your exhale. Inhale, open up across the chest. You might feel a little stretching across those muscles in the front of the chest. Good. Exhale. Then 1 more breath here. Maybe a little bit more of a stretch. And exhale. Bring the hands back to your legs. All right. We're going to get a little rotation going on our next pose. So whenever we get ready to rotate the spine, we want to make sure that we're sitting up nice and tall so our spine isn't flexed, it's in its neutral position. And then I want you to take your right hand and reach around to the back of your chair. And then take that left hand, and it might make its way over to the right knee. Then again, inhale and sit up nice and tall. And then just start to rotate around to the right. Looking back towards that right side of the body. Couple of deep breaths here. One more, your biggest inhale yet. Exhale might help you twist just a little more. Good, and then your next inhale will bring you back to the center facing the front of the room. We'll get ready to go to the other side. First things first, inhale, sit up tall. Take left hand back behind you. Crisscross that right arm maybe to the outer left leg, and then start to rotate around. With yoga, we're never going to push into any kind of pain. We're just kind of exploring how much our bodies can move. And over time, you start to notice that it might move a little bit more and a little bit more each time. Good. 1 more deep breath here. Good, and then unwind yourself back to the front of the room. Nice job. Let's just take 1 more yoga pose before we all get ready to have our lunch. I know this is a tough time spot. Everyone's ready for food. For this last one, we're going to reach the arms up nice and tall. Of course, pay attention to any kind of pain you feel in your shoulders. I don't want anybody pushing into any pain. But if the arms have made it up there pretty easy, let's grab a hold of the right wrist with the left hand and let that stretch the body up even taller. And then if you feel steady and you want to take it to the next level, maybe you start to tilt a little bit to the left. Feel that stretch along the right side of the rib cage. Looking strong, everyone. Take a nice deep breath here. And on the next inhale, you'll bring yourself back to the center. Let's switch our grasp here, holding the left wrist with the right hand. 1 more big inhale to sit up nice and tall. And then with an exhale, you might take it over to the right. Feeling that rib cage on the left opening up. sending your breath there. By that we mean just taking a nice big deep breath, focus on that left side. Inhale back to the center, and just relax the arms down by your side. So I hope that this just gives you a little bit of an idea of how yoga can be practiced. Of course, we can see all these crazy poses on TV and in magazines, and though those are always out there and available to us, what really is the essence and the central part of yoga is this breathing, coordinating our breath with our movement, getting more and more aware of our bodies. This can also really help with balance. In addition to seated poses, we do a lot of standing poses. Those can be accomplished holding onto the chair if balance is a challenge. You might see things like tree pose. You probably have seen this one on TV or magazines. Things where you're really focusing on holding your balance in these still postures, so that then in everyday life, when something calls for balance, it's not as challenging because your body's used to it and it's had that experience. And of course, all of us experience stress at different times in our lives and for different reasons. And yoga is something that can kind of always help anchor you back to breathing, to relaxation, and to being present in whatever task is going on. So on your tables, you have a handout with some more information about the benefits of yoga, some specific studies about yoga and Parkinson's disease that have started to emerge, which are really exciting. You have a little bit more information about our studio, Yoga East, which is located over on East Brainerd Road. If you know of the restaurant Bones or Zaxby's that are right there by Goodwill, we're in that same shopping center. We would love to see you come out and practice with us. We offer a variety of classes throughout the week and a variety of times. And we also can do private one-on-one sessions or small groups. If you're just wanting to get kind of into yoga and you're not sure about it, that can offer some kind of tailored, specialized yoga for you. So come over and visit us over on this side. We'd love to talk with you more and answer any questions.